Gratitude family, comment below again what you're grateful for if you have yet to put that in the chat and had the chance to highlight what you're grateful for. But nonetheless, today, I want to talk about a mindset shift for ambitious leaders, individuals that are looking to do something with their life. As my brother Kevin Mason has said, my God given purpose, I'm stepping into it. And I want this thing to manifest in my life. To begin the conversation, if you would please, family, comment below. Remember who you are. Remember who you are in this moment. Now, let me quickly survey this broadcast to see who we have in this space right now. By a show of virtual hands, just put like a hand mark, right, or a wave or number one in the chat. How many of us have goals? How many of us have an ideal life that we're aiming to build? We have dreams that we want to experience. We have greater things and levels that we're aiming to reach in life. Put a number one in the chat or raise your hand. Let me know that there's something that you want out of life. In fact, there's something that you want to offer life. There's something that you want to give to life. There's great things that you want to build and experience in the life that you're currently living. Mom says, grateful to be alive. Amen to that for sure. I see the hands coming up. I'm right there with you, Mia. We got goals. We have a vision. We have a purpose. We have a dream. We have something we're working towards, a better reality that we're aiming to build, something that we want to experience. I see those coming up in the chat. Courtney, Angel, Kevin, I see you. Colleen, excellent, excellent. Now, it's a wonderful thing to have something that you're pursuing, to be ambitious, and to make up your mind that you're not going to settle for less, and you're determined to experience your best, whatever your best is, whatever that vision is for you and the life that you are building. You've made the commitment and you've dedicated yourself to pursuing that life. Here's the truth of the matter. As we are pursuing bigger and greater and aiming to experience new things in life, one thing that is inevitable is that progress will always come with challenges. In fact, comment below that statement. Progress will always come with challenges. And I think many of us, when we enter into a new path and we step into a journey that will lead us towards our goals and actualize the success that we want to experience in life, a lot of times we can enter into that path with the misconception that this path is going to be easy, right? You come up with a game plan, you come up with the strategy, you see the vision, and you start taking steps. And either consciously or subconsciously, a part of you wants to believe that I got a clear path to my success. And then we become thrown off when the struggle really does get real, or it doesn't happen as fast as we would hope it to, right? Or it doesn't happen in the way that we initially planned for. And we get thrown off and we get discouraged, and times we get disappointed, or in some cases we may feel defeated. But we have to remember and keep in mind, family, that progress will always come with challenges. As you take a step to new levels, as you aim to experience greater, the struggle may get a little more tougher. Like the difficulties that you're going to face may hit you in ways that you didn't foresee. You may not be able to forecast the struggles that are ahead of you, but nonetheless, to experience progress, we have to endure that turbulence. In the same way that when a plane is reaching new levels of altitude, there's going to be turbulence involved with this new level of elevation, right? Anytime we reach new heights, anytime we experience greater results, it's always going to come with some form of difficulty, because this is how we grow and this is how we expand. But nonetheless, here's where I want to direct this conversation. Today's broadcast is going to take on a different tone. I want this to be more direct than other broadcasts that we've previously shared. Today, I really want to simply remind you of who you are, right? Now, keep in mind, quick caveat, right? What I'm going to mention is not anything that you've never heard before. It's not going to be anything that's going to be groundbreaking or earth-shattering. But ultimately, what I'm going to share with you is common sense and common knowledge, but not always common practice. Because a lot of times what happens is when we find ourselves in the heart of the struggle, when we find ourselves in the middle of the difficulty, we often forget who we are. We often overlook what makes us great. We often underestimate the capacity that we have to be resilient, to rise above our challenges, to even be resourceful and figure things out and take steps towards progress. But today, I want to simply remind you of what you're capable of. Because as we enter into this week, let's keep in mind that vision that you have, that goal that you've set, it's possible. You can live it. You can experience it. You can build it. You can manifest it in your life. The struggle is going to pay you a visit, but nonetheless, you have within you the capacity to overcome the struggle if you tap into your strength, if you stay consistent, if you remain focused. We can figure this thing out and get to where we aim to be in life. So, as I encouraged us to comment below, remember who you are, I want to take the tone of that statement because maybe somebody in this broadcast, yeah, you're working hard. You're building that vision. You've been working diligently day in and day out. You've been making the necessary sacrifices. But again, the struggle has been real for you and you're starting to second guess yourself. Today, I want to remind you of 4 mindset shifts or 4 qualities that you possess, so to speak, as you're navigating this week's challenges so we can come out on top. Now, as I mention these, I want you to take this to heart. I want you to look beyond what you feel and what it looks like and start connecting with the truth of who you are. D1, what's number 1? Number 1 I want to remind you of is this. Number 1 is you're gifted. Everybody comment below, I am gifted. I am gifted. And as you make that statement this week, I want you to move as if you know that. Second quality that you possess that I want to remind you of. Number 2 is this. You're strong. You're strong. And due to the fact that you are strong, I want you to persevere through this week's challenges, believing that. Now, you may be saying, well, D1, I'm struggling right now. Keep in mind, just because you're struggling doesn't mean you don't have strength. No. You say, D1, I'm asking for help. I need the assistance. I don't feel strong. I feel weak. Listen, you ask for help not because you're weak, but you ask for help because you want to remain strong. You are strong. You got to believe that and persevere, demonstrating that you know that you are strong. That's number 2. Number 3 is this. You are valuable. You're valuable. So I want you to set standards that demonstrate the value that you represent. Then the 4th quality that you possess that I want to remind you of is that you are unique. Everybody comment below. I am valuable and I am unique. And when I say you are unique, I want you to show up each day owning your uniqueness, not running away from what makes you different from others. But I want you to embrace what makes you who you are. Because here's the thing. What I've noticed in those moments of struggle for me, when we find ourselves overwhelmed with discouragement or disappointment or temporary moments and feelings of defeat, our mind centers in on the challenge at hand, on the problem that we're currently facing. And this begins to perpetuate itself within our psyche, within our mindset, our attitude, our overall way of thinking becomes hijacked by what we feel. And as long as you're centering in on your problems, your pain, or maybe even the trauma from your past and the struggle that you're battling with, you won't be able to tap into your power. And it's in those moments that I have to remind myself of who I am, because for so many of us, and I've been there, we allow what we're in, the circumstances, the conditions, the situations that we're facing to often dictate who we are, right? In many cases, we will conform to what it is that we're experiencing. And this is why we feel weak, or we feel hopeless, or we feel helpless and powerless, because we're conforming to the situation at hand. But what ambitious and highly successful leaders do, is ultimately they don't allow what they are in to dictate how they show up, because they're reminded of who they are. They don't allow their frustrations to hold them hostage or to leave them stuck, because they understand, man, I can figure this thing out. I can be resourceful. I can solve the problems at hand because I know who I am. What I'm saying is this, family. You move differently when you know who you are. So as we approach this week's opportunities, and we've all declared that we have goals and we have dreams and we have things that we're aiming to do with our lives, what we're doing is we're raising our hand to now experience some struggles and some challenges. Because again, progress will always come with some form of struggle, right? I believe it was Frederick Douglass that said, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. But it's through that struggle that we become better and greater and more equipped for the level that we're aiming to enter into. But nonetheless, as we enter into this week, you're going to experience some struggles. You're going to experience some difficult moments. You may experience some setbacks. You may be advocating for your vision and you're working towards this life that you're aiming to build, and you're petitioning and inquiring for opportunities, and you may hear no. You may get rejected from time to time. It's in those moments that we do not want to conform to what we're feeling, to what we're facing, or what it currently looks like. But instead, I challenge you to remember who you are and stay true to who you are. Remember, you're gifted, you're talented, you're skilled, you're valuable, you're unique, and most importantly, my brothers, my sisters, my friends, family, you are strong. So to that one that for some odd reason you woke up this morning and you felt like giving up, to that one that's been working for quite some time and it doesn't seem as if things are working, you feel like quitting, to that one that's been knocking on doors that have yet to open, you've been asking for opportunities and yet to hear that yes, and you feel like throwing in the towel, throwing up your hands saying, I can't take any more because I feel weak. No. You're not weak, you're strong. Understand, like I mentioned earlier, just because you're struggling doesn't mean that you don't have any strength. But you have to be the one that endures, right? Somewhere I read in the book of life talks about the race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but to those that can endure. What we must learn to do is to be resilient in those times of struggle, to be persistent in those times of difficulty, to continue to persevere in those moments when it's very challenging, right? As I'm reminded of the quote from Martin Luther King, I'll end it by saying this. Dr. King once said, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in times of comfort nor convenience, but it's where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. Those are the defining moments for us. It's not about what we do when everything seems to be working, right? When it seems so positive and we have green lights to every single opportunity and everything seems to be falling in place. That's not what's most important. But our most defining moments are in those moments when you feel like giving up, when your back is up against the wall, when the struggle is real, when you've hit rock bottom, when it seems like you're all by yourself and the odds have been stacked against you. When at one point you had a huge support system, but now it seems like you hear ghosts and nobody's around you. And it doesn't seem as if nobody believes in you. It doesn't matter who believes in you. What matters the most is what you believe about yourself. And what you do in those moments is what's going to define what tomorrow looks like. It's what you do in those moments. It's going to change the trajectory of your life experience. So to that one right now, you find yourself in that moment, I want you to remember who you are. Remember who you are. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, but I think it's befitting that I mention it here. There's an old quote that says, the devil whispered, you can't handle the storm. But then the warrior responded, I am the storm. What are you saying, David? When the challenge begins to whisper in your ear that you cannot handle it, I want you to respond in the manner in which of who you are. You're a warrior. Yeah, you're more than a conqueror. You're a success warrior, an entrepreneurial soldier. You're an overcomer, right? Like you weren't just created simply to survive. You have the capacity to thrive in this thing that we call life. But in order for you to do that, right, you got to start connecting to the essence of who you are. I'm trying to wrap it up, but I feel as if somebody needs to hear this, right? Because keep in mind, it's not who you are that's holding you back, it's who you think you're not. In so many cases, we allow our struggles and our situations and our conditions to dictate what we view about ourselves. But what's needed is a fundamental shift in the way that you see yourself. I'm talking about when you see yourself in the mirror, don't look defeated. No, I want you to remain determined. When you see yourself in the mirror, don't feel hopeless. No, I want you to be full of faith. When you look at yourself in the mirror and you think about your situation and the struggle that you are in, I don't want you to walk around feeling impoverished. No, I want you to feel empowered, knowing that you have within you what it takes to initiate positive changes in your life, whether it's your health, your business, your financial situation, the struggle in your family, generational cycles that have been holding you back, whatever the case may be. I need you to understand you have within you the capacity to initiate positive changes in your life. It's not who you think you are, right? Or who you are right now that's holding us back. It's who you think you're not. It's time for you to start seeing yourself differently. When you see yourself in the mirror, I want you to see the success that can be manifested in your life. When you think about your situation, I don't want you to feel powerless. I want you to feel as if you have what it takes to change your life for the better. Once you start seeing yourself differently, that's when you can change the situation in which you're currently facing. As long as you feel defeated, you're going to move like a defeated person. You're going to make decisions like a defeated person. You're going to stay stuck in your frustration and hopelessness. But the moment you create a mental shift and you tell yourself, I can do this, I can handle this, I can handle whatever this week throws at me, the trial, the tribulation, the struggle, whatever the case may be, I can figure this thing out. It's in that moment you'll create a positive shift in your life because you initiate that process right here with your mindset. Family, if you don't get anything else out of what we've talked about during this conversation, again, I know this is a different tone from our other broadcasts, but I wanted this to be more direct because I feel as if somebody needs to hear this, right? As you're looking at the future, there's a lot of uncertainty. You're stepping into the unknown as you're taking this risk. The struggle, is very intimidating. And a part of you is second guessing if you can continue, if you should continue to move forward. But let this serve as simply a reminder that you're on the right track. And you need to start trusting yourself and believing in yourself. Because if you trust yourself now, you're going to thank yourself later. If you believe in yourself now, you can manifest new levels of success. If you hold true and you're deeply convicted that you can figure this thing out, you can change your life for the better. If you slid into this broadcast and I was unable to give you a shout out, be sure to comment below. And if in fact this is your first time, or maybe your first time in a long time, I want to shout you out as well. Put a number 1 in the chat and then place your first name afterward. Again, number 1 in the chat and then place your first name afterward. I'm hoping that somebody somewhere found some value in this conversation. Whether you're watching this live or you're catching this on the replay, let your boy know that you found value in this broadcast by simply putting some fist in the comment section below. Let me know you were picking up what I was putting down. Most importantly, let me know you're going to take what we discussed and apply something to your life so you can move forward and build that momentum towards what you're aiming to experience. Rashonda, I see you in the building. Thank you so very much for sharing a great message. Absolutely. So very grateful that it resonated with you. Mia said confirmation. Excellent. Again, Courtney, glad to have you tapped in live. Don't let this be your first and last time. Come join us. We're live typically every Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Invite a friend, family member, coworker, someone that you know to join in on the conversation next time. I see the fist coming up below. Excellent. Excellent. Again, family, if you did find value, please share this out with the people that you care about. Facebook, LinkedIn, X, YouTube. You guys know what to do. Hit the share button, copy the link, send it to somebody, email it to somebody, DM it to somebody, text it to somebody, write it down, give it directly to somebody. Whatever way you choose to share this broadcast out, would truly appreciate that because we are on a mission to empower leaders like you to stay in power, right? To ultimately live their best life and become the best version of themselves. So by you sharing this out, you're going to join with D1 on this mission to spread the inspiration and help other leaders stay empowered as we live this thing called life. Now, before we do wrap it up, if we've yet to connect on other platforms, be sure to connect with your boy. I'm at @1 Gibson. That includes Instagram, Facebook, X, as well as LinkedIn. Then visit youtube.com/David Gibson. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've yet to do so. That's where all the long form content and documentary series are available. So be sure to tap in there. Then also visit the website, elevationisamust.com, for more information on my speaking and coaching services, as well as you can visit the online shop where you can purchase my books, ebooks, and other personal growth resources that will help you level up your life. Again, that's elevationisamust.com. With that being said, family, it's Monday. Again, a new day, new opportunities, endless possibilities. Before we wrap up this broadcast, if you find yourself in a difficult situation or a challenging experience, just remember that this too shall pass. Keep hope alive. Keep the faith. Again, believe in yourself and understand whatever you're experiencing, you can make it through this. In fact, don't just go through this. I want you to grow through this. Come out stronger, more equipped, wiser, more determined to live the life that you're determined to live. Now, if nobody else tells you that they love you today, remember, D1 Gibson has nothing but love for each and every single one of you. With all of that being said, Mondays are meant to be crushed. Let's go. Talk that talk, Kevin, for sure. Motivational, inspiration, application. That's right, Mia, for sure. I've given the inspiration, provided the information. It's up to you to apply it. And that's what leads to transformation, family. Let's keep that in mind, okay? But as we do conclude, for the 4th or 5th time, I've lost count, but nonetheless, we're wrapping it up right here, right now. Family, until we meet again, I want you to be effective, be successful, live with some passion this week, be vibrant, be energetic, be determined, and most importantly, be powerful in every ounce of that word. Move with power. Make convicted steps towards that vision that you have. Don't accept no for an answer when you're searching for a yes. Keep knocking on that door until it opens. If it don't open, you tear down the wall to get to your opportunity. That's the relentless mindset I'm talking about having this week. Let's go get it. Family, we'll be back at it next Monday, okay, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate each and every single one of you for tuning into the broadcast. Again, share this out as we do wrap it up. I'll see you all next week. Peace.
I can hear the message loud and clear. I'm gonna make it. I can see my shot is here, so now I'm gonna take it. Gotta get up, get out, time to stand up, get loud, time to rise up off the floor. And I'm stronger than ever now, can't hold me down no more. I'm waking up, 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 I'm waking up. So I'ma do it right now.